Hey you guys, welcome to today's reading. So this was actually another viewer request to tap into the energy of Chris Brown and Taylor Terry, I believe is her name. I thought maybe I can do two parts in this video surrounding the dancer and the artist, and I thought it might be fun to also tap into the energy of Beyonce and Ashley Everett, who was her former dance captain. But I'm not going to dive into that just yet. If you want to kind of pick and choose which readings you want to view, check out the timestamps in the description box. But everything said in today's reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. And so we're going to start with Chris and Taylor, past, present, future, tap into the energy, see if we can get a gauge on the exchange between the two, if there's any hidden energy in that relationship, because there has been speculation. They have great chemistry as they're performing together on the stage for his tours. And so we're just going to see what the energy comes of it. Maybe there is something, maybe there isn't. So we'll see. So, all right, we're going to do present energy for the both of them. And he did have the most recent tour, which was the Breezy Bowl tour that ended last year. So, what is the present energy between Chris Brown and Taylor Terry? What is the current energy exchange between Chris Brown and Taylor Terry? Currently. All right, we have karmic connection, and then we have innocence, and this is their current energy with Six of Wands at the bottom. This karmic energy is interesting. So they may have some karmic ties to one another. I'm getting the energy of them working very well together. This innocence card, I was also hearing, she does bring an innocence out of Chris Brown. It feels like an energy, like, you know how you're hanging out with someone and you can fully be your childlike self. Your inner child feels comfortable expressing itself to someone else that's not so strict and rigid. So when they work together, now because it's the present energy, she just may be able to bring out that innocence in him where he doesn't have to hold back because of his persona, it feels like. All right, and then we have the hangman here. Too obsessed at the bottom. Allegedly, it feels like Taylor has to literally be the hangman in the situation. She has to sacrifice her feelings to a degree about him, like her having to watch him be in these relationships, him having these children, him living his life as a celebrity, but she's just a dancer in his world. But we'll see how he feels about her. But at least in the present energy, it's almost like kind of just watching and waiting and seeing how things unfold as well from her perspective. I'm not getting that from him, but it's like her just seeing everything unfold as it is. All right, let's clarify the hangman. Let's clarify the hangman. And then we have strength as the clarifier. And then I was hearing as I was shuffling like unrequited. So again, it just reinforces the message where she just may have some unrequired or may have had some unrequired energy or interest in him that she can't act on, she can't pursue because she's literally watching him. She's watching him live his life, be a celebrity in these relationships, and having to find the strength to even go through the motions of just knowing that you can't be anything more than that. But we'll confirm that, like I said. It just feels like there's nothing she can really do about it, the situation. All right, then we have Death, Two of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm getting that it's more also on her side that she may even be considering, or we may be at the point of just deading the feelings around it because you're feeling like you have to juggle between professionalism and personal. Yeah, I'm just getting that she's kind of juggling between whether or not she wants to continue on or move on. And I wonder if this is also like whether or not she wants to continue working with him as well. So is this, let's clarify, is this more so about her working with him or is this her interest in him? Is this more related to work or hidden romantic energy? We have the Lovers, we have Knight of Cups, and we have Two of Swords, Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I think this is obviously more so tailored to romantic type of feelings with his Lovers and the Knight of Cups here as well. She may have made an offer to him, but I'm getting that she's going to cut that off. She's going to cut off any type of offer she makes to him, whether that be the things I'm getting. I don't feel, I don't want to say until I know for sure, but I'm getting like she has allegedly made some offers to him that, and it feels like she's cut that off even today. I don't get that when they're off tour or not working together, they don't talk a lot or often. It may just be like a quick 1-2 here and there, but in the present energy, I'm not getting that they talk a lot because she's had to cut it off, cut something off here. And with this offer, like I'm just being shown like rooms, like dressing rooms, allegedly. That's what I'm getting. But as far as present energy goes, like I said, it feels like she's trying to balance or decide on how she's going to either juggle the two to not cross the line, but it's going to be cut off though. Definitely going to be cut off with that Death card. And the Wheel of Fortune is just only a matter of time before it's gone. It's ended. Hmm. All right, so I guess we can tap into the past energy of them. What is the past energy of Chris and Taylor Terry? The Hermit. The Devil. Immediately when I pulled the Hermit, I was getting the energy of like him being isolated. I forgot what his sign is. Maybe he's a Taurus. I feel like he's an Earth sign. But anyways, I was getting the energy of like him being isolated from because he's working, he's on set, he's busy, he's touring, and it's almost like there was some toxic energy between the two. I just heard lust. So the work wife is what it's feeling like to me in the past because he was on the road and he was working and he didn't have access to whomever his girlfriends were at the time of them when they started working together in the past. But there may have been some lust back then because he was isolated and he was working and he didn't have access to his girlfriends or, like I said, whomever he was dealing with at the time. But it's just, it feels like the feelings were just kind of inevitable between the two with this lust card or with lust. And then the devil was giving me like it was probably a little bit of toxicity mixed in there as well. Like, you know what it is type of energy, allegedly. If you guys know, comment down below. But have there ever been rumors of like her having a baby or her trying to trap him or any, or more along the lines of like her pursuing him? Because I'm getting that in the present energy, but for the past energy, I was getting more so also not only like him being isolated and him being like on the road, but there's this energy about she having him in this cage and her literally watching. And with this devil here, and if you know, in the Rider Waite standard tarot deck, there are those chains in the there are chains for the lovers. So allegedly, she could have even tried to potentially trap him up, get him caught up in some dealings that may have tied her and him together, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Like it's like she tried, but it wasn't successful. Clearly, but we'll see. Anything else about the past? The Emperor, which is a father, and then we have obsessed again at the bottom. Okay, again, I ask, did she try to get him caught up with allegedly trapping him to some degree back in the past? But like I said, let me know if y'all get that energy from the past. Yeah, I'm getting more so she tried to make him a father, the Emperor here in the past. But Spirit, why was it not successful? Why was it not successful? What was the obstacle? Queen of Cups. He may even just been more attracted to another woman, somebody that is a water sign, because I'm just being guided to look at the hearts here. So she may have tried, but it wasn't successful because he was putting his focus and his energy on somebody else, somebody that he was actually seeing as somebody he wanted to be with, allegedly. What is the real dynamic between the two of them behind the scenes? This could be past and present. What is the real dynamic between the two of them behind the scenes? The Fool. And you guys remember a minute ago I kept seeing the obsession card twice at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I'm getting that they have probably had a couple tower moments because of this false person. Allegedly, it feels like it's her though, y'all. I'm getting that it's her. In this reading, I'm getting he's more so the person of he's upfront about what he wants and what he doesn't want. I'm not getting that he's like misleading her or pulling strings, anything like that. I'm just getting that she desires something out of it, but it's never going to come into fruition the way that she wants it to. And that's why in the present reading or spread that I pulled, it felt like she was balancing between the two, and then we had the death card and her deciding whether to end it all. But I'm just getting that it's not what we think. I'm getting like some weird energy off of her. Like on the stage, they have this great chemistry, but behind the scenes, how she portrays herself and how she really is, different types of personas. And the Fool to me is also giving more so for her. I just heard the word reckless and like offering him things as far as allegedly her body or anything like that. Clarify the dynamic between the two of them. The real dynamic between the two of them. I was hearing as I was shuffling and looking at these cards, the tower is for her because she herself is having these tower moments behind him allegedly. Seven of Swords, White Magic, and Page of Wands. So I'm still on the question about the real dynamic between the two of them behind the scenes. Seven of Swords, so some sneaky, underhanded type of energy, her hoping and praying, maybe even lighting a candle or two to make him view her a certain type of way. And at first I was leaning on maybe Page of Wands. We're looking at new opportunity because she is with him, like working with him. Allegedly, it feels like this Page of Wands is a child. Like I just keep seeing like child. going back to the Emperor, the Hermit, and whatever that card was back there said that the Devil, there we go, that lust, that wanting to get him caught up energy is right here. But she's going to continue to have tower moments regarding that. I mean, his, spirit may be just blocking it from coming into fruition, or Chris himself may be blocking it, but allegedly try to offer him different things, and she may even be praying and hoping and doing some sneaky underhanded tactics here to heard the word grasp, like get him within her grasp. And I just heard obsession too. How does Chris Brown feel about this? How does he energetically feel about her energy then? Ace of Pentacles, Two of Cups, and then Six of Wands. And then we have the Sun at the bottom. I feel like he enjoys working with her. He's going to continue to offer her opportunities as far as them touring together, maybe music videos or anything where they're working together. I feel like he knows about her energy. That the Sun card confirmed that for me, that he knows how she is. I feel like he energetically, either she's confirmed that via physical means, or he can just kind of gauge it. Just he knows how women are. Either one. But I'm getting that he knows for sure about this. I want to clarify the Two of Cups here, but the Six of Wands, I was feeling like that's him on the stage performing. He knows that she's like this, but it feels like he's having to push through it. So Spirit, tell me why he's having to push through it. That's the Two of Cups. And then the Hierophant. Let me see Hierophant. Oh, let me move this. All right, so we have the Hierophant, Seven of Pentacles, and then we have King of Pentacles. I just heard the word Big Daddy. So maybe this is something where Chris himself feels like allegedly he has under control. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to wrangle all the ladies up, and he's not too concerned about implications. Seven of Pentacles to me confirming that he's going to continue to work with her. And then you giving her these offers, and you seeing the King of Pentacles. I believe he is an Earth sign. Him offering again this Pentacle tour with her. Just saying he's going to continue to work with her regardless. They have a good working relationship. It does make them a lot of money. I feel like also he does like the speculation around it, because it does get people going. He's been in the machine for a very long time, so he knows what's going to garner interest. And I think he also likes that he can help her be more visible as well. He doesn't feel like somebody that's very selfish. If he really cares about you, I feel like he would be somebody that would help you in your career. So he may be enjoying the fruits of his labor, where he can bring opportunities for people that work for him, like supportive in a sense. But all right, anything else before we move on? Anything else before we move on to the next question? Hater. And then at the bottom, we had the Most High. So I would even go so far as to say that he is being divinely guided when it comes to certain people, even certain women. No, he does not make the best choices, at least from my opinion, about or the women he deals with. But I'm getting that there are some women that even the Most High will block from coming around him or even trying to trap him. What I'm getting, he may just have some divine protection against certain women as well. They're just not wanting him to align with them, and that's what I'm feeling like is the energy for them specifically. But what is this hater? Who is this hater? This hater, somebody that's going to walk away due to some secrets. The next question I had that I was going to ask once I finished this spread was going to be, how did the women in Chris's life feel about her? But I'm getting that they really don't care for her too much. They don't care too much. And I feel like they also don't, it feels like also they can't really gauge the true energy behind how they feel about one another. It feels like people have suspicions, but I'm not getting that they know for sure how Taylor is viewing Chris, but Chris knows himself, or maybe he's even hinted at it, but I'm just getting they don't really care too much for how the displays on the stage when they perform together. At least that's what it's feeling like to me. All right, Nine of Wands, Nine of Cups, up in the clouds. So I'm seeing the Tower again. So whatever they had going on, this in and out, this sexual energy between the two of them, I feel like that might be coming to an end, because I asked who was walking away with this Eight of Cups, and Chris could be allegedly again walking away from it, or already has walked away from it, and that's why she's trying to juggle between the two of like whether or not she should just leave it alone altogether. But I'm just getting that he wants to be at peace. This Nine of Cups and being directed to this hammock here, where they're laying back and enjoying the fruits of their labor, and so I'm not getting that he really just interested in her like that at all. And whatever they had was just a fling. It doesn't feel like it was anything serious at all to me. He could have already just tapped out of it already at this point, whatever they had going on, but she's kind of still lingering in the energy there. All right, so one more question. What is going to be the future between him and Taylor? What is the future between Chris Brown and Taylor Terry? One card, please. We have Five of Wands to Knight of Swords. It's not looking good. Five of Wands, I'm getting like there's going to be some chaotic energy around the two of them, around some messages that's going to come out, some fighting. Four of Swords. Okay, so the future of them is going to be chaotic to say the least. We may even get a glimpse of this energy once he pops out or she pops out or if they go on tour or anything like that. She may even publicly come out and say that she may not work for him anymore. So, like I said at the beginning of the reading, or earlier in the reading, I mentioned that she's trying to juggle between the two because this whole situation is going to be laid to rest. It just feels like it's going to just, the whole situation is going to be kind of dead between the two of them, and it's going to just lead to some fights. And we may just catch a glimpse of it, but it's because the relationship is literally over. It's ended. And this could be divinely guided to happen as well. Will she continue to work for him? Like, will she continue to work for him? We had the moon at the bottom, so there's a lot of secretive energy here. You guys that follow her know if she's into like manifestation, because I heard for her manifester. So I'm not really sure what that means as it relates to these two. I know we saw the white magic a minute ago, but Six of Swords reversed and emotional manipulator at the bottom. I just heard the word grasp again, like grasping with your fist. I just did it on camera. Six of Swords, you can't leave a toxic situation. Allegedly, I'm getting like, because she can't keep him in her grasp in the future, whatever the situation is, she may try to manipulate him, but I'm not getting that it's going to work. Like she's trying to cause him to stick around or be around her or whatever the case may be with their relationship. But I'm just getting that there's some secrets, and she may allegedly threaten him with these secrets, like revealing this information to the public. Like, I have something on you that you don't want to get out. And I'm thinking back to my Chris Brown reading that I did on him alone with his career and what he's working on. And I remember there were a whole bunch of queens that came out, multiple women. And I said in that reading, if you haven't watched it, I'm going to put it up top. But I said in that reading, he needs to be very mindful of who he's talking to, spending time with, or sharing any information with, because it could come out in the future. It could be Taylor, allegedly. It could be other women, of course, but she may just be one of them. But I'm feeling like not only is his, the baby mothers and girlfriends, I saw them fighting not too long ago, but she could be looped into this as well. He's been on tours with her, so there's no telling everything that she knows. Yeah, she's gonna definitely try to expose different things about Chris Brown. She may even threaten him. I just heard the word lawsuit. She may even say that he has hurt her in some type of way. With this Nine of Wands, you see somebody patched up here. But yeah, she may expose some things about him, whether it be her or somebody else. But I'm getting it's more so her maybe exposing some scandalous information about Chris, allegedly, in the future. Because this is the future of them working together. And then we had that Five of Wands. I'm going to show y'all again. Five of Wands could literally be physical fighting as well. I'm not getting that that's the truth, because we did have emotional manipulator a minute ago. So it just feels like she wants to keep him in her grasp, but it's not going to work. So we have to go through some other means as well to do that. And that could be just telling stories on him. That's all I have for Chris and Taylor. I've asked everything that I wanted to tap into for the two of them, but let me know what y'all think down below about the situation. I have not watched any other readings about them, so I'm curious to see what the energy between the two of them has been in the past up until now, but we'll see how everything plays out. So now I'm going to switch over to Beyonce and Ashley Everett. Beyonce and Ashley Everett, you guys are familiar with them. I'm not going to go too deep into the details about the two of them, but Ashley has been working with Beyonce, or has worked with Beyonce since around 06, 07. She was in her earlier music video days around B-Day era, Get Me Bodied, and I believe Green Light, and she was in Single Ladies. And she's been with Beyonce since she was 17 years old, so around 06. And then the last tour that she was on with them was, I believe, On the Run too. So she did not participate in Renaissance, and she said that she wanted to focus on other things and essentially pave a way for herself with other ventures outside of Beyonce. And so let's see what the past and the present and the future will be with them, if spirits can reveal to us the true energy behind the two of them, and then currently how do they view one another now that they haven't worked together since On the Run. So what is the present energy between Beyonce and Ashley Everett, her former dance captain? What is the present energy between Ashley Everett and Beyonce? Six of Swords to the Hermit to the Virgo. The current energy just from that first card is that she left the toxic situation with the Virgo. It feels like, at least for Ashley. I'm also getting that it was the right decision for her, but let's see what else. King of Pentacles to the Chariot at the bottom. Moving forward. Is she still married? I know she got proposed to during formation, I believe. But let me see, because this could be her husband. Okay, so I'm feeling like presently she made the right decision to move on, to move forward, and she's moving forward with her man. At least on Ashley's perspective, this King of Pentacles here. I had to double check to see if she was in a relationship, but she actually is. I don't know if they're married or if they're engaged. But I do know that they've been together for some time now. So I'm feeling like she's focused a lot on her relationship right now. She's in a better place as well. Don't have for one more card. I'm just feeling like it was the right decision for her. And then the Justice card to the Fool at the bottom. I would even go so far as to say that Ashley sees all the scrutiny. I feel like she knows the justice system is on the Carters right now as well. So that's why I said it just feels like she is glad that she made her transition away from the whole situation as far as her being the dance captain and her participating as a dancer with Beyonce. But I'm getting that even today, at the time of this reading, she made the right decision because of everything that's going on with them. And I feel like she even has seen things coming from a mile away between the Carters. But yeah, I'm just getting more so just I made the right decision and I can move on with my life and move on with my man as well because things are going to be brought to order. The justice system is involved here, and I don't think even she knows she doesn't want any parts. I'm also seeing like her overhearing conversations, her seeing things in passing as she's going about her day, like backstage. Like I just feel like she knows a lot as well. She was with her for almost 20 years, so you can't expect her to not know something, right? So I'm just getting that she knows that justice is coming for them. What was the past energy between the two of them? What was the past energy between Beyonce and Ashley? The Devil, Knight of Cups. Oh, I just got chills as I was looking at that. Then we have the Nine of Wands here at the bottom. I just heard the word confidant. So Beyonce could have been confiding in Ashley about things that were going on in the industry, her opinions, her thoughts, even maybe even what she had been going through. This Knight of Cups here is a stopping point for me because allegedly I'm hearing the word grooming. So it feels like because she was coming out of the Alvin Ailey, I believe the dance theater or dance company, she was young, and this was like her first major gig, coming straight out as a professional dancer. So she could have allegedly been groomed even in the past, coming into the early stages of her adulthood, because the industry. That's why I said you can't be with somebody for that span of time and not know anything or have experienced anything. But yeah, I'm just getting there with some grooming in there, even in order for her to maintain her status as the dance captain, because she did become dance captain, I believe, maybe 3 years after they started working together, like 08, 09 time frame. There's a Virgo right there, the Hermit. Five of Pentacles, I heard the threat of being broke. And I'm going to tap into this for Kelly's reading because as I was prepping for Kelly's reading, the same type of energy came out as I was even writing the questions for that one. And it's coming out even here now in this reading between Beyonce and Ashley, where there is this feeling of because I started with them, I need to finish this out. I need to see it through because they could kick me out and I could be broke on my ass and no money. Not only that, I feel like there could be allegedly some blackballing in there as well. And I feel like she herself knew that even back then, but she didn't want to leave the Virgo, or she couldn't leave the Virgo. Reveal the true energetic dynamic between Beyonce and Ashley behind the scenes. Reveal the true energy dynamic between Beyonce and Ashley behind the scenes. The Lovers at the bottom. My chest is getting tight even as I'm channeling this energy here. I just heard again grooming. Spirit directed me to look at this angel card, allegedly representing Beyonce and not the angel. As we know, people worship her. They see her as a god. They see her as an idol, I should say. The true dynamic between the two is that even if Ashley back then wanted to leave, it took her some time to even get comfortable leaving because she knew the power that Beyonce holds over everyone in her camp. She is or was thankful for the opportunity to even work with her, the possibilities and doors that it opened up for her. Because she'll always be known as Beyonce's former dancer. But allegedly there was some relations happening between them, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Things that happened in the past. But that cycle came to a close, the world. And then we have the Emperor here. I'm hearing Jay-Z. So maybe even just Jay-Z. Ooh. You gotta put this down here, y'all. Energetically, it feels like to me. Because now I'm envisioning Whitney and what was that woman that worked with her very closely? Robin. Let me see. Whitney and yes, it's giving me the same energy of like Whitney, Robin, and then Bobby Brown essentially pushing Robin out of the picture with this emperor. Or wait, where'd the emperor card go? Anyways, okay. But anyways, I'm getting just the energy of like she was kind of pushed out or felt pushed out because of allegedly Jay-Z. It feels like he did not really like the relationship between the two. Like they were too close. I feel like it was also making her uncomfortable, allegedly, as well. I just heard the word participate. Mm. So maybe there were some alleged activities where they were all together, or he may have pushed up on her for entertainment purposes only. But I would say this feels more so, I'm getting Whitney again, so it feels more so like Beyonce liked her too much. Like to have her around too much. And I'm also feeling like something happened on the Run 2 tour, and that was the reason why that was the last tour we saw her on, like a full tour. And that was what, back in 2018, 2019? Because the pandemic hit in 2020. Spears said that was a nail in the coffin, so allegedly something may have happened around that time, around 2019 pandemic time frame. But the cycle closed though, and he may have contributed to that cycle ending. Because I think her and her man like officially got together around that time too. I saw in the post that they had been together like 5 years, and that post was made in at the end of 2025. So that will put us around the pandemic time frame as well. So she maybe just found the courage or the idea to move on. Because also the guy that proposed to her at the Formation tour, which was in 2016, they did break up in 2019. And so there just may have been like a weird shift around that time as well. So I just want to kind of give you guys timelines so you can see how everything is kind of adding up here. And remember, he proposed to her on whose stage? Beyonce's. Catch that dirt. The Magician. Magician. And when you know, King of Wands at the bottom, Sagittarius. First thing I saw with the Magician is that allegedly she may be very privy to Beyonce's spiritual practices, because I was also seeing the article of the drummer that she's had on her tours when she came out and said like Beyonce sacrificed her cat, or she was doing like rituals. I remember that article coming out, and then this is what I was pointing. That was what I was pointing to for this card here. But the social media card, because I remember when she didn't come on Renaissance, and she may have liked a post where they were saying like Beyonce's overrated or something like that, and she came back and said that's false. It was an accident. She meant that. All the slanderous stuff that we call her liking during Renaissance, before or after, I can't remember exactly the time frame, but whatever she liked, she meant that. I just don't think that she thought that she was going to get caught up in it. I just heard like she meant that shit. All right. So yeah, I'm not getting necessarily that they had bad blood, but it feels like she just had to move on from this situation entirely, because she knows how she is behind the scenes and her practices, but also she knows that the Beehive like watches her post, and if she does anything to spite Beyonce, they're gonna come after her as well. So that's why I said at the beginning of the reading, she is glad that she moved on from the entire situation. Like I'm literally getting like hope, thankfulness. Okay, well, how did Beyonce view Ashley now that they're not working together anymore? How does Beyonce view Ashley now that they're no longer working together anymore? The Sun to Hidden Enemy. I just heard you a op now. Like I thought you were family, but now I know the truth about you, and you a op now, allegedly. I thought that she performed during her Christmas special, and that was what, end of 2024. Even if they did work together, Beyonce would not her be as close to her as she once was, because of everything that transpired when they separated. I feel like also I'm getting that Beyonce was surprised that she wanted to leave. You really don't want to work with me anymore, allegedly. So I don't know if Ashley told her like that directly, or if they went to someone, but I'm just getting that there was a little bit of surprise there, where she herself did not expect or to move on to another path. Yep, betrayed. I just told you she was surprised. She was betrayed. It's Four of Wands. Betrayed because you want to go focus on your family. You want to be with your man, build a home, stability. Emotional manipulator. You see the heart here with the rope tied around it. It may have really hurt her, because I feel like they may have been allegedly close to one another. Yeah, I'm getting that it hurt her a lot, and she just sees her as an op now. We'll never be as close as we once were. Okay? All right, and then how does Ashley view Beyonce now that they haven't worked together? So I have the Lovers, Five of Swords, Ascension, and then Two of Pentacles. So from this spread, oh, and then Secrets at the bottom. Again, like I said, she knows the truth about you and your husband. I know how you guys communicate behind the scenes, what's really going on with y'all's communication. Ascension, I was also hearing like she sees the levels that Beyonce continues to go up, and be propelled up into. I just saw Sacred, so keeping track of Sacred and buying her products and using them. So she may just be offering support in that way. But she sees she started a family. She had those kids, and she sees that she's being a mother, and she has this family. But I'm also being redirected to this Five of Swords card here. Like, I know how you and your husband actually talk to one another. Allegedly, y'all not really together. Like, I know the truth about that. Interesting, we have the Lovers and Ten of Cups here with the Five of Swords in one spread. Hmm. And then Secrets at the bottom. Like, she knows the real behind their family dynamic. The Tower to the Ace of Wands. I would even say that Ashley knows sometimes she knows the dilemma that Beyonce is put in when she has to pick and choose between making money or spending time with her family. It feels like she sees that, or she knows how much of, I just heard the word sacrifice, and her juggling between being a mother as well as being Beyonce the pop star. And so it just feels like they've had intimate conversations even about that and her the challenge of that. And I'm also seeing the Coachella Netflix documentary, and we got a glimpse of that, but I feel like she knows the intricate details behind her trying to be a parent, but also her as the performer or entertainer. And then we have the Tower here, which she sees that Beyonce has probably had tower moments when it comes to trying to separate between her work life and her family life, allegedly. So that's how they view one another. And then I'm going to do what is the future between the two of them? What is going to be the future between Ashley and Beyonce at this point? We have 10 of Wands. Huh. Well, well, well. Death at the bottom. In the future, because this is giving me Ashley's vantage point. She's going to see everything, all the burdens, all the wands here that Beyonce is going to be carrying on her back due to this King of Wands here. She's going to essentially see Beyonce have some heartbreak. So it's almost just like giving like Ashley just knew deep down that this whole thing was just not going to bode well in the end. But she's just going to be watching everything unfold, and Beyonce have to carry all these burdens. But she's going to just watch all the heartbreak and things unravel when it comes to the Carters is what I'm getting. I'm not feeling like they're going to be working together again in the future. I have not gotten any cards that indicate that at all, especially with this death here at the bottom. I would be surprised if they do work together, but if you guys watching this hope that they would reconcile or do that, I'm not getting that. And I also am getting redirected to the hidden enemy card that I saw earlier as how Beyonce views Ashley. I feel like they're done. I'm not getting that there's any reconciliation where they will work together again, at least in the current energy. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading. That's all I have for today. I'm not going to pull any more. I think I pretty much covered my bases here, but I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. All right, well, I appreciate you guys watching. I'm going to end it here. Thanks for your ongoing support. Hope you all have a beautiful day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.